Los cojones.
A ver que te ayudo, hijo.
Si yo fuera famoso y tuviera tu voz, cantaría bien alto, denunciar el horror. Es que Cuba me duele y se rompe el amor. Si por miedo, dinero nos callamos los dos. Quiero hablar del ausente, del repudio en los actos, de sueños que se rompen, de los golpes más bajos. Que le digo a mis hijos cuando quieran saber de una isla perdida entre el mar y la fe? Y cuando me interroguen por Maceo y Margí, por Bebo, por Reinaldo, Celia Cruz y por ti, o lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos, o lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos. La noche no se acaba, queda un viejo rumor. Muchos niños ahogados en el remolcador. Hay mujeres de blanco que no pueden rezar a sus muertos sublimes, a su Dios que es la paz. Alexander Osman y el Chacalo llegó. La libertad es un canto que a todos convocó. Pospongamos el sexo, la risa, el alcohol, el grito que te nombra es urgente, es clamor. O lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos, o lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos, o lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos, o lo haces tú o lo hago yo. Quiero saber cuál de los dos. O tú o yo.
Experiences. I also was in the Mosquito. It was a concentration camp where all of the immigrants that wanted to flee the country at the moment had to stay there until we would get on the boats. The concentration camps, we were over 100,000 people. 100,000 people that wanted to flee the country.
Ahora mismo vamos a empezar el sorteo de los 5 exclusivos ciudadanos del 2022. Las personas que tengan la suerte de ser las premiadas podrán recoger aquí en la parte frontal del escenario principal de su ciudadela, y en caso de no poder asistir, podrán recogerla en nuestra sede nacional en la calle Bambú.
And they had us with regular prisoners in the same camp, and also people from the crazy establishment. After getting to the U.S. and due to the dramatic experiences that I went through, I didn't speak for 2 entire years. I lost my speech. It wasn't until I had a lot of psychological and speech therapy that I was able to get my speech back.
Vamos con la primera papeleta premiada y es para
Read the mind.
repito,
I
la
haven't been
primera
able to
papeleta
stop
premiada es
speaking
para
about the danger of communism and what it has done
vamos con
to
la
my
segunda
people,
papeleta
not just to
y
me,
es para
but to
Isabel
thousands and
Acuña
thousands and
Arroyo. La
millions of
segunda
people
premiada
across
es
the
Isabel
globe
Acuña
that have
Arroyo.
had to leave their country because
La
we're
tercera
against
papeleta
the
premiada
current
es
in their
para
country.
María
In
Menendez.
addition to,
María
we also
Menendez.
have to explain to the people how the propaganda that Fidel Castro has established
Y es
throughout
para
the world
Carlos Yepes Amada. Repito,
unprecedented.
Carlos Yepes Amada.
And it's a complete lie.
Y ahora
That
sí,
is
vamos
the
con la última
propaganda
papeleta
that the
premiada
left
y
has
es
done
para
around the world.
María
This is a
Ángeles
complete lie.
Carbajo.
And we need
María
to
Ángeles
tell them the
Carbajo.
truth. We
Las
need to
personas
tell our
premiadas pueden
stories
pasar
so
a
that
por esta
people
exclusiva
understand
sudadera del
that
bienvenido
communism really
por el
does
portal del
to my
escenario
people,
principal. En caso de no
just like
poder
it has done to
asistir, podrán
my own
pasar por
family.
nuestra sede nacional en la
There
calle
are over
número 12. Muchas
125
gracias.
embassies around the world that for Cuba. Cuba has 125 embassies around the world. And these embassies are not used for more than terrorism and propaganda. This is what the Fidel Castro's embassies does around the world. They use these embassies as propaganda to continue spreading communism throughout the world. In Europe alone, there are 34 embassies and missions. These embassies are being used again as propaganda and terrorism to continue spreading communism. So we must fight back. We must fight back against everything they stand for. Because currently, we have over 1,200 political prisoners in Cuba. Nobody speaks about this. We have, again, let me tell you the number again. We have over 1,200 political prisoners in my country right now. And the only thing they did was go out into the streets to ask for libertad, freedom. What my country is looking for is freedom. What the people in my country want is freedom. They are unable to fight back because they have no weapons. And nobody is paying attention to them. So us, the people that are outside, we are their voices. And this is why it is so important for me to speak about what they're going through. In the month of August alone, we have the largest amount of protests and marches in our country. I am sure that none of you have seen these protests because the national networks are not visualizing it. But there are Cubans out on the streets almost every day asking for freedom. We must be their voices. We must continue to fight for them and for a free Cuba. Mark, do you have any other questions?
Thank you so much for the explanation. That was really fantastic. I would like to agree with what life is like in Cuba. So, but could you just explain to us a little bit what memories you have, how life develops or develops actually in the communist country? In a communist country where
Nuestros compañeros de exteriores están aquí. Desde
has been
en Alegría Yakarta, desde Corea del Sur hasta República Dominicana. Tenemos más de 30 delegaciones por el mundo y creciente. Conoce el trabajo de nuestros responsables de Vox en el extranjero y te sorprenderás de las acciones que han llevado a cabo. Conoces nuestro grupo político en el Parlamento Europeo, jefe de partido. Ha venido a visitarnos para compartir con nosotros su trabajo en Europa. No dudes en acercarte para conocer nuestros vínculos con otras naciones que nos en la construcción de una Europa de naciones libres y soberanas.
Of all the world that's left after everything they have taken away from the people. So, what are the meanings of what the life is like after the age of 9 to do one family after thinking people?
Well, my memories are very vivid, obviously, because I was very young. However, I do remember my mother having to do lines of almost 3 days during Christmas time to get us a very small, something to play with. I remember my mother saying, well, you can't have that because you can't afford it. I remember us being at a table and asking my father, what are we eating today? He said, well, you don't need to know, you just eat. Because whatever was put on the table, that's what we had. There was nothing else. There were no other options. Now, in today's Cuba, it's even worse than when I was there in the 80s. I am in contact with opposition leaders every day and people inside Cuba, and they tell me the stars are horrendous. There is nothing in the stores, and they tell you that they ration the food to give to people, but they don't tell you that the people still have to pay for those foods. They still have to pay for it, and there isn't anything there to pay for. If you want to get anything extra, you have to go to the MLC markets and pay in U.S. dollars. But my people don't make U.S. dollars. They don't get paid in U.S. dollars, but they have to pay for everything in U.S. dollars. How is this possible? How is it possible, Marc, that Cuba is currently asking to the United States to help them because of the hurricane damages, but yet when us, the families of those people, want to go in and help, they don't let us in. How is this possible, which is what was happening to Ariel Luis Fiora and Omara? Explain to me, how they're asking for help, but they don't let us help. The reason why they don't do it is because they want the governments to give their government money so they can use it against my people, not for my people. And that's the big plot, Marc. The big plot is for the people to talk about ending the embargo. And all of that is going to do is give them more money for them to militarize and use that military against the people. So I am completely against ending the embargo. Ending the embargo is not going to help the people of Cuba. Ending the embargo is only going to put money in the Cuban government's pockets. They have millions and millions of dollars, and all they have done is use it against the people by buying military forces. I mean, you've seen these military trucks, brand new trucks, and we have no ambulances to take people to the hospital. People are dying because we have no ambulance, but yet we spend millions and millions of dollars in militarizing, the government. So I am completely against, and everyone should be against ending the embargo for sure.
Iskra, there's two issues to be left with you. The first one is that communism is not just about taking away from the people all the possessions or the properties. It's also about limiting or suppressing absolutely every type of freedom, democracy, rights that people should have just because of the fact of their being a human being, correct? And that's point number one. Point number two is that if one looks at all the aspects of communism, it's really a close circle. It's one thing leads to the other. We must not forget that the main point of communism is to have a society where everything is programmed by the state. The rules of what is the state is a closed group of people who think or believe that they have the right to plan the lives of others. Therefore, for that planning to be achievable, they need everybody to be submissive. How do they achieve that? They achieve that by taking away not only what they have, but also taking away all type of liberty that we in a free society enjoy. Because when people are starved, when people are oppressed, when people are released, that is the best way we can control their lives in benefit of that small mind who have taken over the state. That's very important that we bear it in mind. Those of us who know, I was looking for the fact that all of our community was history, because fortunately we've been able to study at the university school, the church of 7 years. Family members, ancestors, at the government of the wholesale, we know that very well. And that's the reason why we're here. And many other days, explain what it is. Don't just believe that communism is about taking away what you have. What you have is much more than the material possessions. It's also the spiritual mind, the peace of mind, and the political and civil liberties.
Yes, I agree 100%. So I think, most than just the material part, because that's the first thing they're going to take away. First thing they're going to take away is your weapons. Only the government will have the weapons. So that's the first thing, because they want you to be submissive to them. The second thing is they're going to take everything you own, your properties, your businesses, everything you own, which is why it's so important for people to understand what communism really is. And there's a new thing, Mark, that it's not called communism anymore. It's called socialism, right? But the only thing that socialism leads to is communism. Okay? And this was not said by them. It's absolutely bound. And what communism does is it takes away everything, your whole soul. You are not able to think for yourself. You are not able to speak for yourself because they take away your media. They basically have the rights to everything, right? They take away everything we said, and then they take your children. And this is the one thing we need to be careful about. Our children, okay? Communism indoctrinates little kids, okay? From the time they are in school. So we need to be very, very careful about our children's education. And if you don't live in a communist country, you need to be very aware of what your children's education is like and what they are teaching your kids in school. Because today, I'm currently in the United States, and we are fighting because they're trying to put things in our schools that are socialism. So it's the beginning of what my parents went through in the 60s. I'm seeing examples of what we went through every single day in the United States. And this is why I do what I do, because I feel a big responsibility that people need to understand what is happening. It is not just in Cuba, it's around the world. It is a world plan, and we need to stop it.
Indeed, yeah. Indeed, we always say the communism is not the scenes, but unfortunately, the book was over after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the downfall of the Soviet Union. unfortunately, what we're experiencing is that it's made a comeback. It's like a contagion. Okay, we have a banner with a Calderón, and I would like to pick a one issue which is freedom and we have to understand. I want to pick an issue that Iskra has just noted, which is the human rights record of the Cuban regime. And I know Peru knows a lot about these issues, about the political prisoners, how many are right now in prison, the reason why, and I would like her to develop a little bit more on this subject. Really, take it away.
You. Since July 11, 2021, there have been around 1,000 people. We are still collecting cases from the last demonstrations that have been done pacifically in Cuba in the last month, all right, in the last 2 weeks, basically. Actually, there have been some protests around the last 2 days, and we are documenting everything at the moment. But so far, we have a record done by prisoner defenders. You can find their website. This is a European Spanish organization in charge of collecting all the human rights cases and collecting all political prisoners situations in Cuba. Just for you to have a wrap up of the situation, around, I mean, among the 1,000 people that have been in prison during the last year, let's say that 40% of them are minors. Okay, these people are under 18 years old, and they haven't cared about it. But not only that, after imprisoning young people underage in Cuba, they have decided to change the family code. What does it mean? They don't want young people to go to the streets protesting for freedom. So what they've done is to change the constitution in order to not allow parents to have the right over their children. Meaning that if I need their children to get into the military because I say so, as a regime, I can do it. I don't need the parents' permission to do so. Okay, and if I decide to imprison them because they're just being dissident, they can do it as well. All right, and this hasn't been voted because maybe the American people don't know, but in Cuba we have no right to vote, basically because we only have one single political party for the last 64 years, which is the Communist Party, which is the one that, of course, is ruling at the moment. Okay, and you can go to prisoners defenders. You can check Cubalex, which is another website that is in charge of again collecting and recording all the imprisonment cases, political imprisoning cases. Another thing I would like to add is that these political prisoners are not recorded in the Cuban government as political prisoners as such, and they haven't had any just fair trial before getting into prison. Okay, that's another particularity of the situation in Cuba. So they don't even have the right of presumption, and they have been taken to jail just because they've been protesting and taken and recorded in the video in the streets. As easy as that. Believe it or not, it is happening in the 21st century in Cuba at the moment.
One of the things that I wanted to ask was, the communists, they will tell you that they have, free healthcare, free education, affordable housing. What they neglect to tell you is what the cost of that is, right? Number one, our hospitals are damaged to the point of collapsing, right? We've seen how our hospitals are currently collapsing throughout the country. The free schooling, minors at the age of 16 have to work in the fields to pay back for their education. The communist regime doesn't say that. But this is happening in today's Cuba. Minors have to work the fields to pay back the government for their education. So it's not free, right? How can you say it's free when I have to work for it? And how can the hospitals say, how can you say I have free healthcare when you don't have anything in your hospital to treat my condition?
Another particular thing is that they can buy all medical tools, all medication, everything from the United States. They can also buy food for the people from the United States because this is not included in the embargo rules, and they can do it. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly the numbers, but you can go to one of our most famous um, uh, influencers. His name is Carlito Madrid. He's here in Madrid with us, and he's part of our movement. And he has all the records of the amount of money invested by the Cuban government, both from the United States in the last year. And they don't do anything to really help and feed the people. And well, I don't know if you would like me to continue talking about the situation in Spain regarding the Cuban residents and all that.
Thank you, everyone, Iskra. The two issues that I would like to put a note on. The first one is that I was here, the Cuban people, the opposition, or the Cuban opposition, and you always claim that what you want, first and foremost, is freedom. Freedom is what you want. You don't want food to be sent. You don't want medicines. That's not the priority. You want freedom. And I understand that is because once you have freedom, you can get over it. Right? Freedom is the law that will open up all the material uncertainties that humans like. We have freedom, we can have trade, you have food going in, you can have your own food production, you can rebuild the electricity grid, you can have internet, but the main thing is freedom. And to have freedom, you need the dictators to go. You need the dictators to go, and the regime to be a democracy, a regime where people's liberties are respected, and implemented in the Constitution. Freedom is the key to all of these things. So, number one, employment through, I would like either one of you to explain, to clarify what is another of the lies of the Cuban dictators, which is the issue of the US embargo. They lie to the people in the island saying that the deprivation, not just the food, medicine, clothing, housing materials, internet, is due to a alleged we have the wind, we have the wind running against us today, today here in Madrid. Okay, that's the line that they instill into the Cuban people. And only the Cubans outside of the island know that that's addictive and that's absolutely untrue. What was the rule is, as Iskra pointed out, that all these Cuban dictatorship embassies around the world spread the lie of the alleged US embargo. And they spread that for two reasons basically, which is obviously propaganda, which is through their agents, which are the communist parties in democratic countries too, to spread that lie. It's not just an issue of anti-Americanism, it's also a way of having people donate in an undercover way so that it was going to make people think that they're really donating for the Cubans, for Cuban women, when actually everything that they give in this case goes to the dictator. To make it short, I would like to Belu, Iskra, to explain to us. Number one, the line of the Cuban dictatorship embargo, and number two, how important it is as the key to open up a better life for the Cuban people. The issue number one is freedom and liberty. Who's going to take this?
Well, perhaps the best way I can picture this for you guys is to talk about my own experience. I'm a translator and interpreter. I graduated in 1997 in Cuba. At that moment, I was called by the Chicago Tribune to cover Buena Vista Social Club, which was a big boom in the cultural life in the whole world, and they won a lot of Grammy. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And after that, I was called by the Cuban government because they knew my job was good because they knew everything, you know. And they called me to work as a translator and interpreter with American businessmen coming precisely from North and South Carolina to start negotiating with Cuba, commercially speaking. And to my surprise, this was back in 1998. I discovered that these people from South Carolina were bringing chicken and rice, importing chicken and rice to Cuba, meaning there is no embargo at all. All right, this is what I've learned. I learned back in 1998. After that, I also collaborated with people from New York, people from California who used to donate pianos and musical instruments to Cuba. Again, there was no embargo at all to stop them coming and bringing these donations to Cuba. I witnessed and I ruled, I mean, I helped to organize all these donations that were going to the music school in Cuba. And I witnessed that. You can interview me whenever you want, and I would say exactly the same. This is when I learned that there was no embargo at all. After that, I received many donations, again, working as a translator and interpreter of medicines coming from Cuba, from the US. And to my surprise, again, I saw these donations put into the drugstores in Cuba, and you could see the tag of donation, but they were sold to the Cuban people in US dollars. And this is my experience, and I hope these pictures you exactly what embargo means in Cuba. There is no embargo at all. There's been only profits for the Cuban regime and nothing for the Cuban people. Thank you so much again. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about the second part of your question, Mark. We talked about how Cuba uses the embassies to continue the propaganda. Well, Cuba has over 2,000 secret agents around the world. Most of the terrorism that happens on a global scale, okay, Cuba is involved. They were part of the guerrillas, okay? They are part now of the Ukraine. They're part of everything, believe it or not. And I know it's a small country, and people always tell me, how can such a small country have such influence over everything? And the reason is because they've been doing it for 63 years. They're very good at what they do. And so every single terrorist act that's out there, Cuba is behind it. They sell weapons to terrorist people. They have connections with all of the Iraq and Iran and all of these countries. Yes, absolutely. So they're behind everything except people don't see it because they're very good at hiding against these diplomats. They're not really diplomats. These people are terrorists. And, we need to be careful of, who and what we sell because sometimes I always say the devil is never going to come dressed as a devil. They're going to come dressed as an angel, right? So when we see what's happening, and we know because we live it, right? We live what communism is. But around the globe, we're going around saying, you're the good guys. Because nowadays, it's a fight against good and evil. I mean, it's like,
they think they're the good guys, but in reality, they're just the bad people, and they want to take everything away from you. And the one thing the first thing they're going to try to take away from you is your mind. Your mind. It is once we lose that freedom, everything else, we can get back. But once we lose the freedom of speech, the freedom to think differently, the freedom to do businesses, to give a better life to our families. Once we lose that, then we lose everything else, unfortunately.
Thank you, Eve. Well, to wrap up this wonderful conversation, I would like to touch on another issue that Iskra has already mentioned, and that is the situation right now in the United States of America. The sense that in Europe is that socialist and communist ideas, unfortunately, have also set roots in the United States. The champion of freedom and democracy in the world is being infiltrated by many of the so-called 20th century socialism ideas, which actually is just a euphemism for communism. And I'm wondering precisely about how these ideas seem to be in the mouths of many college students, having infiltrated school curricula in many states. To follow the guidelines of certain groups like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, which allows and gives balance. I mean, who would agree? I mean, who wouldn't agree that Black Lives Matter like anyone, right? All lives matter. But what many people don't know is that the foundation, with the framework that's behind it, is actually led by people who embrace and not to say they love communism, because like many other white people in Holland, they think that the path to freedom, their type of freedom, is actually to destroy and construct actually build and destroy the society that we have in order to bring another one under their own terms. And we watch this very closely from Europe, and we think it's quite worrying, because things that happen in America, in the end, spread to the rest of the free world. So I would like Iskra to concentrate on these two notes in order to wrap up a wonderful conversation here.
Thank you, Mark. When I said to you, I see signs of what my parents went through in the 60s, and I see it every day. When I turn on the television and I see the lies, that people are being fed through, the media, they're trying to abuse our social media. We don't have we're losing our freedom of speech on social media because they're controlling our social media. When I speak to young teenagers, like you mentioned, that's in the universities, and they tell me that the United States is a bully, and that they are, the worst capitalist country in the world, it hurts me. It hurts me because I know that, first of all, the United States is currently my country. It's where my children were born, it's where my grandchild was born, and it's where hundreds and thousands of Cubans have fled to. The United States has opened their doors, and we have been able to breathe through our lives in a free country. So it hurts me to hear my own people, in the United States saying that, the U.S. is such a bad country. It just hurts. But also, when I see, statues being brought down, when I see the defunding of the police is the people that help us. They're there to serve us. They're there to take care of us. How can we defund them? How can we take away, their ability to help the society? These are the beginnings of socialism. It is. And, when I see history books being rewritten, You can't rewrite history. History is what it is. And if we don't know where we come from, we're going to make the same mistakes and we're going to go back to it. And that is what they want us to do. Unfortunately, you know, the left has taken this agenda and have turned us into the bad people. We, I am all against equality. I mean, I used to be a feminist. I am no longer a feminist because now feminism doesn't stand for the same thing I used to stand for. You know, there is no one in this country, in my country, that is more about equal rights and opportunities for all women. Because I am a Hispanic immigrant woman with a business. So I am all about equality. And I have fought very hard for equality. But what is happening today is not equality. They want to keep everyone poor so that you can depend on, you have to depend on them up on account. That is what's happening today, and that's what the ultimate plan is. There is going to be one lead up here on the top, and then the rest of us, they want to keep us as slaves. That is exactly Marxism. That's what they do. They take away everything, they strip you from everything, and they want to keep you as their slaves, making money for them while they live the best lives ever. And that is what needs to stop right now.
Thank you, Iskra, for me. Would like to add something to what Iskra just said. Because it actually, we begin to observe such situations in Europe actually, and we see that actually not just in Europe, but in so many of our brother countries, Latin America, where one after the other, in election after election in the last couple of years, we've seen the left parties. I like to call them the communist parties because that's what they are in essence. Okay? We've seen that happen in Chile, we've seen that happen in Peru, we've seen it happen recently in Colombia. Actually, Colombia is a very interesting case because as everybody knows, the elected president of Colombia is a former terrorist. And he wasted no time at all getting in touch with the one terrorist group was still active in Colombia, which is el Ejército Beluka Nacional. But the headquarters happened to be in Havana, right? And unfortunately, that's a trend that we are living through that now. And the same is happening also in Europe. So I think before we begin to turn the tide on, we had an anti-communist lady leader in Italy who was elected, she was elected to Italy very shortly. And the same in Poland, actually, Poland, Hungary, whenever you have those instances of the damage that the communism leaves behind the societies, because it's in Eastern Europe where socialism, the actually save the planet.
Joven nacional, ¿quieres ser un experto en liderazgo, gobierno y política? Consulta el curso de un año ofrecido por el Instituto ISE, fundado por Marion Marecha. En su programa podrás ver dónde se encuentran las mentes más brillantes de Europa ante los nuevos desafíos que presentan nuestros hijos. Te necesitamos nuevos líderes para una nueva realidad.
I think going on rules, I would say, because not only they cover what communism is, communism is a lie. So they can really work undercover, changing the names of things, giving thousand slogans, and the rest of the world knows that you need to be true. I know, I know I took that, but I feel very able to ask something.
Well, regarding Europe, the best example of what's happening regarding communism and socialism, which is again is the same ideology, is that in Spain, just because Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, they've decided. I mean, I'm talking about the Cuban regime, which is the leader of communism and against capitalism. They're trying to bring this ideology that started in Russia, that started in Europe the last century. Now what they're trying to do is to renew it and bring it to Europe back again. And the best way to do that is through Spain, because Spain is one of the leaders of the European Union, and Spain, unfortunately, has the problem of being I mean, following an education system that is, I wouldn't say as rich as it would be. And I know what I'm saying because I'm an educator as well. And point is that the poorer the education in a country, the better for them to bring and brainwash people with their ideology. And this is the phenomenon that is going on here in Spain at the moment. It's been happening for the last 10 years, and to a point where the actual, I mean, the current political party ruling Spain is the Socialist Communist Party. Well, what they've been doing is they've been destroying the economy, they've been destroying all the powers. I'm talking about the legal power, I'm talking about the press, I'm talking about in general, they've been trying to destroy the powers of democracy. And they've been trying to convince people to change the constitution for them to work for it. And this is a real threat, and that's why we're here. We're here claiming for people. Please research by yourself. Please look for information regarding in the ideology and brainwashing of communism and socialism, and to please find the example of Cuba, which is the key point for this big change they want to bring to the whole world, which is going to take us on the dark sense of dreams. And this is what I would like to say. Thank you for listening to us and seeing us. And thank you, Iskra.
Well, I have one more thing. One of the things that I see the work that is happening is, how people are being silent. They're being silent in the workplace, in churches, in gatherings, in social gatherings, and we can't have that happen. You need to speak up. We need to speak our mind. We need to speak for our rights. We need to have a voice. You cannot be silent. You should not be silent. Don't don't be afraid of talking. Don't be afraid of standing up for your rights. You still have those rights. Please use them. Go out there and vote. We need to vote for the people that are going to, you know, help us keep our freedom. We need to get involved. Get involved in your localities, get involved in your government, go out there and become a legislator. Why not? There are many people, we need your help. We need people that understand human rights, basic human rights. These are just basic human rights, and we need people to go out there and be leaders in our legislation. And also, if you cannot be a leader, please, please support those around us. Those leaders that are out there fighting for our rights, we need to support them. We need to support those movements that are doing the right thing, like Acción por la Democracia, like some of us. We need to support all of those movements around the world that are speaking up for all of these people that cannot speak for themselves. Thank you, Mark, for having me here.
Thank you very much, Iskra, for your lecture. And thank you very much, Calderón, for helping us host this very special edition of Los Angeles Speakers today.
Artista, ¿cuáles somos más? Tratando de people, information about it.
because we have a couple of people here who will be on to pose questions to Iskra. Actually, one of the questions is, Iskra, what can you tell us about the service plans, the way service plans like in the US? How can people also have service plans in the US to spread the message and I think, with the content we do, the conferences, with the big speeches.
So some of us, basically, we are a political movement. We're internationally. And in the U.S., basically, we do the same thing that you guys do here in Spain. We protest, we do marches, we help visualize what is happening inside of Cuba to the world through social media and through different forms. And another thing that we are currently working on is not just for Cuba, but for the world. We need to continue to, and that's why I do what I do in the U.S. I believe it's very important that communism doesn't continue to spread. So if you want to help us, you can go to our website, somosmascuba.com or somosmascuba.com. And there you can become a member. You can donate to the foundation and get involved. Contact me directly, and I will get you to the right person. We have clubs all over the United States and all over the world, actually. You can become a member of one of our clubs and help us continue to spread the word.
Thank you again, Iskra. Go back to www.somosmascuba.com, correct? And our organization here is here in the corner of the Atlantia, which is www.axpmovimiento.org. Guys. And I want to thank you all again for taking in this very special edition of the Candelas Puntos, connecting the dots. I think we've done our job for the day, we've connected many dots. And what I remind you, viewers in Cuba, in the Americas, and around the world, that we're here. We have our own stand, we give our principles, and we got more programs, we get to do more live sessions throughout the day. So, activate the visuals, your notes, and just keep an eye because we're watching that very shortly. Okay.
Thank you.
Listo. Madre mía, chicos, demasiado largo. ¿Ya?
Bueno.